bro. Nah, it's just transfer rumours. I don't know if we're trying. I don't know what Arsenal are or aren't doing, people. But let's start now. Let's get into some of this really and truly. Let's start with some of the transfer rumours before. You know what? Let's start with Mikel Arteta's new contract, man. First things first. It is a priority, Bukayo Saka's contract, or if it's not, someone needs a slap. When you look at Mikel Arteta, again, I still think we need to see where we finish, because if we finish 8th, for as good as it's been, he shouldn't get it. If he finishes in the top 6, then I think he should probably get it. But let's see what's going on for next season. If he gets top 4, he's the first guy to do it since Wenger. So I think that's been our goal. You deserve to be rewarded for that. You deserve a new deal. I like what Arteta is doing. I like what he's doing with the building blocks for the young players. I like, the consistency with the team. I like the building blocks. Whether we're going to go in the right direction, I don't know, because a lot of the things I'm saying, I saw in Arteta since he's been here. But then it's, are we going to take it to the next level? And for me, it's not even just Arteta, it's those above him. Like, again, I don't know if Edu is going to see out his time there, because I think we need to get someone experienced there. When you see things like in January where we clearly had a plan with Vlahovic, it didn't bang, and we agreed to deal with Arthur Melo, fair enough. But an experienced technical director gets something out of that January period. He gets something on loan for Arteta to work with. I do think it could have been a real big push getting a number 8 of some sorts or a 9. It is what it is. I do think I'm not gonna lie, people scapegoat Arteta, but I do also think the bar's on the floor, in that some of the things he gets praised for were his own doing and his own mistakes. And I just feel when we lose, it's never him that gets questioned. And for me, signing a new deal could commit other people to sign their futures. If you, in an ideal world, he's committed his future. We've got Champions League football. This could tell people this is the place to be. And, again, I do think it goes beyond football. I do think this is a good gig for Arteta with no real pressure. And I do think the board enjoy having a gaffer that doesn't have pressure. But, it is what it is. Arsenal are set to offer Mikel Arteta a new 3-year contract in the summer with a £25 million deal to include a pay rise to 8.3 a year, which will see the Spaniard earn the same amount as Arsene Wenger before he left the club, people. Arsenal will reportedly offer boss Mikel Arteta a new 3-year deal this summer in a bid to secure his long-term future at the Emirates. That's obviously a part of that is probably in line with what's going on with Pep Guardiola. Not that if the City job became available, I don't know how Arteta would fare. I don't know if they will go for him. So, yeah, apparently the scum claim the 39-year-old is going to be handed as such deal by Arsenal once his deal that this campaign comes to an end. Probably will be tied up at the end of the year. The report claims that the contract will involve a yearly salary of 8.3 million and an increase on the 3.3 from his current 5 million a year salary, which is the same figure Arsene Wenger earned before he left. The wages, however, still fall short of Pep Guardiola. His counterpart, Antonio Conte, and Liverpool boss Klopp both pack it around 15 million per year. So, well, if I'm Klopp, I'm sitting there and saying, yo, look what I've done. First Premier League in 30 years, Champions League and some change. Come on now, Conte boy. And obviously, if Arteta is laughing, Arteta is laughing at the same time, because if they were to sack him for any reason, obviously he's gonna have longer on his deal. So it's a good job, man. He's doing a good job. Still think I'm not Arteta in or out. I'm lean towards more the inside, but I'm not in Arteta in or out. I still need to be confirmed on a lot of stuff. I still think the jury's out in many aspects, but we're moving in the right direction. And, again, I like what we're doing. It gives some stability and things. But again, I would like to see him surrounded by people better than him, in like people that can do better than him above him, really. Because I don't think for someone that's going to make mistakes and be inexperienced, I don't think he's surrounded for all the mistakes he can make in the criticism. I don't think he's surrounded by the right experience. I think on the coaching staff, he's brought in the new set piece coach. He's got a couple other people, but where Edu's role is and whatnot, and I'm being a bit harsh on Edu because I can't see it, but yeah, man. And obviously, we know I can't lie, they keep moving the reasons as to why he went America. 1 minute it's to get this Aubameyang deal torn up, 1 minute it's for transfers, and then it's got new contracts and whatnot. It is what it is. Anyways, yeah, well, I'm not going to go over them same comments, but yeah, let's see if the Sun echoes what we're saying. Arsenal set to offer Mikel Arteta same contract that Wenger was on in the final year, but less than Guardiola's. I mean, Mark Owen, you could have just said set to offer him new contract, stopped it there. Stopped it here and the clicks would have been there. But all right, cool. You need to pocket watch other people. Once again, he's got 16 months left on his contract. Apparently, Stan Kroenke is keen to emphasize his confidence in the Spaniard by sanctioning a new 3-year agreement. And I mean, again, Kroenke, I know you don't care about football as much as you do with the NFL and stuff, but you know, he saw what you done when you equipped a young manager there. Help him properly, man. You know, because maybe a better owner and a better that this January. I don't know. But anyways, it is what it is, man. You know, please back the man properly is all I'd ask. Or, you know, because Arsenal, we like to do this project thing where there's little bits and pieces, but we don't get through to the end. If you're not going to back him so that he's able to back his players, then we're all doing this for nothing, really and truly. So, yeah, it's just echoing what we're doing, really. So, yeah, good on him. Edu is the one I'm leaning towards being out. And again, I'm harsh on Edu, but it's like I don't know what you do. It's sort of thing. You have to deep the squad he inherited. I don't think this is at me. Whether or not you rate him as a manager, he's left the squad in a better state. Someone else can build on whether he will continue to improve. And that's true. But at the same time, you know, at the same time, he's picked the squad. You know, and at the same time, I can't praise a manager for coming in. As much as I agree with you, I can't praise a manager for making a club in a better health. It's the same like praising a manager for finding a system. It's like, for me, it's almost like praising a tradesman for being able to use a screwdriver. It comes with the territory, really. And as much as I believe that the last few periods or whatever, it's been his own mistakes that he's been rewriting, really. You know, if I'm completely honest with you. But the squad is in a good place. And I have to not just give Arteta credit, even though I've been quite critical when they do. I have to give him credit as well because he's obviously helped with that. But as we've seen, you know, and the biggest thing for me, it's, you know, we've got the project. The young players are there. It's how far do you want to go? We've been here before where we kind of take 2 steps forward, 10 steps back, 20 steps forward, 10 steps back. So we start to misunderstand. We start to misplace movement for progress. Moving for the sake of moving forward isn't necessarily progress. So yeah, man, I do think the club are betting more on Arteta than they do. And again, I'm being harsh on Edu because I'm sure he's getting to work on the business in the summer. You know, again, and if I was Arteta, again, surely have to have been given some assurances. I don't think you're a manager of that level yet, but surely you've got to have been given some assurances to do your job and get Arsenal back in the Champions League and do whatever else you want to do. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens there, man. Arteta does as well, but there's obviously Arteta fundamentally. Arteta's a manager. He's been given a lot of the Wenger stuff. He's got more responsibility than Emery could have dreamed of. But at the same time, you know, how far does Arteta's job in transfers go? Arteta, I assume, you know, Edu might bring him a player and he'll say yes or no, or historically they'll collaborate together. But at some point, Arteta has to go off and Edu has to go off and they do other things. You know, he identifies how far does it go for Arteta? He identifies a player. He might talk to him and convince the player, but in terms of dotting I's, crossing T's, and doing the business stuff, that's Edu and Edu's team. So that's as far as Arteta goes. And obviously, you've seen at times there might be times when an experienced manager is able to tell an experienced technical director, is able to tell a manager, you know what, we can do this, we could do that. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you shouldn't give this guy a new deal because that could happen. And like I said in January, I'm being harsh, but I might be able to pull a rabbit out the hat. I think you can go 2 ways. You either have an experienced technical director and an inexperienced manager, or you have the other version, or you have what we have, which is 2 of them. And I'm being harsh on Edu, but it is what it is. Of course, Arteta's involved in the transfers and things like that. You're 100% right, man. Been here this whole time. Hope everyone's doing good. Smash the like. Sandro, come on, big up yourself. And like he said, smash them like. So let's hope there's building blocks. But such is life in football, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. He could sign a new deal and there could be pressure, but it's a results-driven business. I do think on one hand, you know, all we hear is the building blocks he's installing, everything around the club, the way the players talk, the need for stability. I can't sit there and say, don't give him a new deal. But for me, as much as I agree with it and I lean towards it, the sort of that different side of me to play devil's advocate, it's a results business. Are we giving man a new deal based on the narrative or the facts? Now, internally, I don't think this season is relevant for Arsenal, whether they're going to give him a new deal or not. So if they think all of the things he's doing, cool. But to me, as an ignorant fan, it's a results business. Back-to-back 8 finishes. If you do not finish top 4 to top 6, there shouldn't really be a deal. You could say that could be known as rewarding failure, sort of thing. So it is what it is. And I feel the narrative, you know, I do think the club have been consistent with, they probably wanted to give this guy the deal since August. But are we going to give someone a deal for narrative because Arsenal allegedly are back, we're favourites for top 4, all of these things? And that's very different from it saying Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, full 38 games in May. So we'll have to see, really and truly. We'd have to see. But it gives stability, you know, it gives stability. Why not? Let's see what happens, really. And for Arteta, he's laughing if they try to sack him. It makes your thing better. And I know a lot of people, including me, say the board don't want new managers. Like managers, like half the, you know, when we're linked with Carlo, when we're linked with Enrique, half of these guys, there was a theme in that they wanted to come. Once it got down to the I's and T's, they weren't on it. And I think Arteta, because he hasn't had a managerial job, you know, he can obviously, you know, it's of mutual interest for him. But at the same time, you know, if he's getting that much money, then the club must be betting on him. They're paying him a hell of a lot, really, 3-year period. So let's include this as well. This 3 years he'd signed the deal, and this year that's a 4-year deal, really, and a 4-year project. What are we trying to be at the end of year 4? Now I hope it's aspiring to fight for the league, etc., etc., etc. But I don't know, really and truly. So we'll have to see, man. But I think it's a good decision, but I just think it's premature. I do think we should wait until the end of the season before dotting I's and crossing T's, which could be the case, really. And you know, it could obviously help. It could obviously help bring in players, because you could say, why would I, if I was a player, not that, you know, players and managers leave all the time. You shouldn't always want to sign somewhere because of the manager or because of the players there. But if I'm a player, just to play devil's advocate, you might go, oh, he's contracted until 2023. Arsenal are a bit volatile, in a volatile situation. Do I want to go there? Or if you're Saka and Martinelli and these guys that we're trying to convince to sign a new deal, do we want to sign a new deal if Arteta might not be here? Who else? I don't know. Pardon me. I think, you know, it goes bigger than that, but it is what it is, man. Long may it continue. Arteta's got a lot he can improve and a lot of question marks, but it's going in the right direction, man. So that's that on the new contract stuff. When we are favored